Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. I mean, wow, what a move today. Somewhat unexpected, that strong move. However, we talked in the previous video about strong support around this area. So there was support, certainly, but the spike was certainly stronger than ideal in the downside structure. So we have a somewhat incomplete looking downside structure. It remains a problem on this chart. That's why I've been talking to you about it. I've been talking about that to you for weeks now, that the entire structure to the downside of this, the 16th of April high looks somewhat incomplete. I'm still of the view that we have a wave W, a wave X, and the Y wave is unfolding now. However, even there, we have no change, because in the Y wave, we're looking at an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. Now, what would have been so nice, it would have been a nice impulsive move to the downside with a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3 that should have ideally have moved a little bit lower. Then a nice shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 to complete this entire correction. Nice and easy in the 1660 area, with a nice structure. But of course, it's not as easy. It would have been too easy. So what happens today, we get this strong bounce, which went above resistance, which told us that it's probably going to give us a larger bounce. For me, that's not yet a signal that the entire correction is over. I know we see green candles. Everybody gets very excited, and I do get excited as well, because finally we get a bit of movement, okay, some volatility, which is good. Because you can only make money if you get some volatility. Otherwise, it's just gonna, you know how it is. It's extremely boring. I mean, these tight ranges, I don't think a lot of people like trading this. This is just a mess. It is much more fun if we can observe some significant movements. But even, I mean, today, what is it? 3.7% shown on TradingView. That isn't even anything significant. However, it is a stronger bounce, a stronger rebound than an impulsive move to the downside would allow for. So we have a few options here, which we want to talk about. We either have this structure, which looks completely strange. It would indicate this was a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, and a wave 4, but it would be only valid as an ending diagonal. If this is an ending diagonal, I would even find it more likely that we had something like this. Let me show you. That the wave 3 isn't finished, and that we have, obviously, if it's an ending diagonal, a 3-wave subwave structure in each of the waves, so that we had an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down in this move to the downside, so that the third wave consists of an ABC structure, and we have something like this, okay? This would be, still a sort of likely count, but you need to be aware that these diagonal structures are always extremely difficult to forecast, because the subwaves are corrective, so they make everything difficult. It would have been so nice to see an impulse. Now, the move today tells us it's not an impulse to the downside. It can be an ending diagonal, which doesn't change the overall perspective of another low. Well, if we break, however, again, we had that a few days ago. If we break above the 1918 level here, this wave 2 high, it will make it very likely that we are resetting wave B. We talked about that already a few days ago, so that might be an option. Getting again to sort of, here 1964 or 2020 as a possible target. I hate to say it, but it is probably what would happen then. The problem is, and that's what we talked about today, that Ethereum so far hasn't broken below the 12th of May low. Going below that level would significantly reduce the odds for a high B wave, or for a reset. But we haven't done that. So that's still on the table. That's still a possibility. And again, it is for me a somewhat incomplete looking downward structure. So to actually have bottomed here would be unusual. You can never rule things out in markets, but for me, it's still like, okay, I don't think we have bottomed yet in all of wave 2. For me, it's either we are here in an ending diagonal or we are resetting wave B. Technically speaking, I bought a little of Ethereum here. On the 12th of May, I bought a tranche. I bought today on Discord and Telegram, always highlight when I buy. I realized already a third of those profits today, just because we are in an uncertain environment, and as the market makes money available to us, I like to scale out. So I've started to scale out and will probably take some further profits as we go a little higher into resistance and keep some for the alternative B wave before we then should head further down. So just for info, because people always like to know what I'm doing, but I typically highlight that on time when I do it on Discord and Telegram if anybody's interested in the channel membership. Besides that, there isn't much to add, not really any change. We're basically still in this range. Can you see the range? Yeah, here between the 50% retracement and the sort of 1926 level, that B wave high. It's a bit of a range here. It's not a very well defined one, but we haven't broken the low. So we haven't really made a lower low compared to those previous ones. And at the moment we're just making a lower high. So it is something. Another count I thought about, but that is something, honestly, it's just, I can show you a lot of counts in these corrections. That's always the problem when it's not an impulse, then it can be a lot of different stuff, because it's either an impulse, which made the count so nice since yesterday, but when it breaks the impulsive retracements, you know, when you realize it can't be an impulse, then it can be a lot of different stuff, because there are more than 10 corrective structures in Elliott Wave. I mean, I thought even about, is this a triangle? You know, is this going to form something like a triangle? I think we talked about that before, that this X wave is actually a triangle. How would that work? Quite simple. It would be an A wave to the upside, a B wave down as a running triangle. This could have been a C wave top, maybe a D wave, and now we could get an E wave. And then we break down. So from that point of view, for me, the downward structure is still somewhat incomplete, and therefore I'm still looking for another low. But we all know that cryptos can turn around at an instant, and let's see. We finally get that lower low, flush it out, finally. But it just takes our patience, right? That's what it does. It's quite frustrating. But hey, the market isn't easy, and it's not designed to make it easy for us. Okay, that's my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership, and also make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links in the video description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.